Today I'm making holiday shortbread spritz cookies, and here are the ingredients that we need. I'm using 1 cup of salted butter, 3/4 of a cup of icing sugar, 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/3 of a cup of cornstarch, 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and I also have green and red candied cherries for decoration. I'm also using a piping bag with a very large tip. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. Alright, the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to get our soft butter into the KitchenAid mixer. I'm going to also get my powdered sugar into there as well. I'm going to remove my little thing here. Just get that all in there. This is optional. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. There we go. And I really want to cream this well. When you're doing shortbread, you really cannot over cream the mixture. The more creamy it is, the better. So I'm just going to let this go until it's really well creamed. I'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. I've got to break down the butter and get it really well incorporated. So I'm going to let this go and I'll be back. Alright, our mixture is well incorporated, so I'm just going to add in our vanilla now. Alright, that's good. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in our cornstarch and all of the flour. We'll just get that in there. There we go. And we'll get that going. So that's it for this recipe. So I'm just going to incorporate this and I'll be back in a second. This is going to take about a minute or so. Alright, that's perfect. So that's been going for about a minute or so, and that's done. So that's it for our dough. So the next step is to get it into our piping bag. So I'm going to get all my stuff ready and I'll be back in a second. Alright, I also want you to have your oven preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get all of my cookie dough into my little piping bag. So I'll fill that up and I'll be back. What I've done here is I've taken a tray, I put down some parchment paper, and we're going to pipe our little cookies onto the tray. So give me 1 second and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. You can see a little better. And what I've done is I've loaded up my piping bag with the cookie dough. So I am ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do little spritzes. So I'm just going to make little cookies. Just like that. There we go. They're a little hard to come off, but just give a good squeeze and then pull them away. The problem with this is if you make the dough a little bit too runny, what's going to happen is they're going to lose a lot of their shape, and you don't want that. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to do a few more of these. So you just push and then just pull away. There you go. Push, turn away. Just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom in so we can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. Okay, I've zoomed in. So you just give it a little squeeze. And if you find that your cookie dough is a little bit too cold and it's not coming out well, you can just simply hold your hand here. You can put an elastic band on here if you wish, and you can just take the dough and just move it around in your hands. The heat from your hand will actually warm the butter, and it'll actually start flowing a little bit easier. I'm all right though, so I'm just going to keep continuing on. I'm going to keep continuing. I'm going to continue on. There we go. And these are called Spritz cookies, because we're spritzing right now. We're just giving a little push. Okay, so I've got a little bit more dough left, but I'm going to do that off camera. So you get the idea. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take, I've got green and I've got red. And all you want to do is just take your little cherry and just pop them on there. Just like that. And then I'll take the green. You can put on as much or as little cherry as you wish. There you go, just like that. The red and the green really, you know, are nice together. And you've got a platter showing both of them. You can mix them up, so you've got some green, some red, and then it just looks nice. Where are we here? There we go. So I'm just taking it and just kind of gently pushing it into the top of the cookie. So I'll continue doing this. I'll be back in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these cookies into the fridge for about 20-25 minutes, something like that, just so that they chill up a little bit, and they're going to hold their shape much better when they're in the oven. So there we go. So I'm going to pop these into the fridge, and then I'm going to pop them into the oven for about 20-25 minutes, and I will show you the finished product when I'm back. Alright, so here are my cookies. They bake for a total of 20 minutes. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see them a little better, and then I'll show you even closer in my final little footage. But there we go, and I just wanted to show you, I just want to break into one of these. Buttery. You know, with good shortbread, you should have a little bit of a crunch, but you have a really nice creamy texture on the inside. These are really good. Very simple recipe. So that's it for this video. I'll see you next time.